shipyard guys in this cross spawn map. It's the pink Protoss DATHRALL.
And in the upper left-hand corner of the map, as mentioned before, he is down 0-1 in this series. Can he come back? Can he do it? Can he take it to a Game 3 to get to the finals of this Raptor tournament? It is Rio.
Yeah, and guys, let's... Oh man, there's another giveaway in chat. You guys of course will hear this later, but good luck to everyone on getting a beta key, I guess, I think is the giveaway. I'm not entirely too sure. We've been too focused on these games and these awesome players. But I do want to say a quick thank you to Raptor. They've been doing giveaways all day while we've been casting. They've been supplying the prizes for this tournament, guys. They're really great to the community, and I'm really glad that they're involved.
Yeah, if you go to their website, there are a ton of new features. Good way to interact with other members of the community in order to build even more awesome community things and build your own little community, perhaps. I know, a lot of these guys seem very familiar with each other in the chat, so I'm assuming a lot of them are friends, have talked to one another before, and that's always something cool to see, especially considering, StarCraft can feel a little lonely sometimes, and the more people you have to play with, the better you're going to feel about your builds, the better you're going to feel about approaching the game. Each player is taking a similar approach to how they encountered their game last time, with the gateway into a simulator and just a single lone barracks over here for Rio. It looks like that SCV is rallied to come down and take a command center.
And Rio not going to be able to block this off just yet, so the probe will actually get into the base and scout everything he wants to see, and seeing that there are no gas yet is going to make him feel really good. But again, if Rio's going to do what he's done before and go for that early expand, that's DATHRALL's cue to really just get in there and do some aggression. We've got the gas already started. We're going to see a cybernetics core. Hopefully we'll see another gas and some gateways, though. I'd love to see him just push this early.
Yep. DATHRALL doing a little bit of harassment here with that probe, but smartly this time getting out with it before the Marine can come assault him. Command center going down on the low ground. Nexus looks like it will follow this up very shortly. SCV is getting around in the base unchecked over here for Rio, so decent scout actually going to force this Zealot to have to be completed.
And I do want to address, guys, that the build orders, the army compositions of these players have been pretty good, actually. It's just a question of improving their macro and getting some more micro stuff down pat. Because as we saw last game, I think our Protoss player is floating nearly 2,000 minerals at a point, and Terran around 1,000. So hopefully, that's the only real flaw that we can really comment on. These guys have been playing very well.
I think they both come into the matchup with an idea, and that's very important to do, is to sit down, assess your capabilities in StarCraft 2 and say, when I enter a game as a Terran player against a Protoss player, I'm going to go for a one-ras expand, I'm going to add on barracks, and it looks like Rio actually has a couple of different cards in his sleeve because he's added on an additional barracks here, going up to 4 in total. Will he actually go up to 5 here, Rifkin?
If he goes up to 5, I mean, the only way you can really counter that is by literally rushing a Colossus. There's not a lot the Protoss can do early on, but the more important thing is this bunker at the top will secure him against any sort of early aggression. Unless there's a dedicated all-in, there's no way to really break that bunker.
Yeah, and with that Nexus finishing up, of course, no all-ins coming from our Protoss player. And not immediately transferring a bunch of probes down, only 2 to start. Chrono boosting that Nexus over there, trying to get even more probes out here. And look at the unit station here, 26 probes to 21 SCVs. Rio is opting to take 2 additional gases right now. And yeah, he's only gone for those 4 barracks there.
Yeah, no, I mean, people are asking to see the APM tab, but guys, there's really not a lot to see as these guys are floating around, 90 APM. Nothing too scary. And right now, Rio just he does have that 5th barracks down. Going for that tech lab at Doom. This is a very scary push. Now, the thing is, to make this effective, he really wants to have 5 Marines already across the field and poking into Thrall's base, but looks like he's just going to save up and try and go for a bit of a death ball.
Yep. That's what you want to do in StarCraft, man. That one poignant attack on your opponent's base. Try to end it, cripple him, do whatever you can to give yourself a huge advantage in the game. And I mean, if he pulls that CVs, that could actually be super effective here.
Yeah, and a small shout out while we got nothing going on, guys, to Absolute Voodoo. Congratulations on winning the Raptor giveaway for that beta key, man.
Congrats, congrats.
And, ooh, Rio he's got so many Marines, Doom. He established the bunker even, and it looks like he is going to start pushing. Stim's on the way, but it won't be finished in time. Not sure that I like Stim as the choice for this. Combat Shield definitely a little more effective for the offensive, but Stim just as good. The Robo is finishing up, but oh no, I don't think Thrall is going to have enough on the field. Oh, he's lagging out, actually.
Oh, okay, we're back.
Okay. Oh.
Back in business. Looking at the Protoss player here, going up around 700 minerals, going to be adding on, looks like a couple more gateways. But are they going to be too little too late? I mean, there are 5 barracks up here for the Terran player. Marines are continuing to be rallied across, even a Marauder joining in on the fray. There's not a whole lot here for the Protoss to defend, but there are a bunch of force fields, so that will buy him time.
Yeah, that's the time he needs. He's trying to get that Robo Bay out for Colossi, but the Marines are actually just going home. He's a little too scared to push. I guess it's kind of the right choice. He doesn't know what his opponent has.
No, yeah, I don't blame him. He actually hasn't seen a whole lot. Just a bunch of gateways and the fact that a Robo has gone up. The Observer is going to scout out here for DATHRALL to see, did my opponent actually really move out? And he can confirm that at this time.
And right now we got 5 barracks just pumping continual units, but once this Colossus is on the field, Doom, extended thermal lance or not, I mean, it's gonna just melt Marines.
Yep. And will this Observer get spotted over the army here? No, it will not. Silly Doom.
Even most Grandmaster players have trouble doing the Observer snipe.
Silly Doom.
I don't blame Rio for not seeing it.
Nope. But maybe you guys, you know, who are watching this, thinking, "Oh, I want to snipe Observers." Cool trick you can do is to scroll down. You can sometimes see Observers.
Yeah, sniping Observers is actually incredibly critical to stopping your opponent from seeing your army. As you said before, guys, scouting is everything in this game.
And DATHRALL actually hasn't done a whole lot of scouting in the Terran main, and this is, you know, kind of because he's already saying, okay, you're probably doing bio with medevacs. It's what every Terran does. In the matchup, every Terran has been so predictable in going bio with medevacs, transitioning into Vikings, and we've seen this pattern kind of go on and on and on again for the past few months here, Rifkin.
Yeah, but you know what? It did get shut down last time just due to some mispositioning.
That's true. The charge from the Zealots was actually huge last game too. That just enabled DATHRALL to get a lot of damage done. But there's an SCV train moving across the map.
Ooh, and we got some cannons coming down in what would be predictable medevac spots, trying to avoid any sort of drop.
He sniped an Observer. He sniped an Observer in the front, but there was an Observer in the back that actually saw the SCVs come up. So Rio may think that he's moving in here undetected, but I think DATHRALL knows exactly what's going on here. He's got that Colossus out too, so...
His scans are the sentries ready, though. He's got to have his army ready.
This is so risky from Rio!
Oh,
he's basically putting all those chips in!
Oh, but again, the Colossus is a little too close. He loses it. However, look at this. He did section off most of the army. Oh, catching even more of these SCVs, and DATHRALL is going to clean this up and hold.
Awesome force fields.
You know, I mean, mules are good. Dude, mules are a pretty cool race.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. And sitting on 2 bases here, Rio with not a whole lot of SCVs at his natural could use all the mule he could get. But he pulled all those. He pulled all those SCVs, and now he's at a huge disadvantage at 11 SCVs. And
yeah, and I think the pulling of the SCVs was a little unnecessary. If he had hit earlier, before the Colossus was out,
yes,
those SCVs plus the mass Marines would have crippled what few Stalkers and Sentries that DATHRALL had. But now we've got an Archon in the army, we've got some Storm Tech coming out, we got another Colossus pumping out. Rio should be scared and quaking in his boots, dude.
This is a pretty important thing to know, as you said, Rifkin. He could have perhaps maybe done some damage to those Sentries and Stalkers, but more importantly, he could have burned those force fields earlier.
Oh, dude, we're going to have a huge drop. But I don't think Rio knows about the cannons. But again, the cannons are not positioned in the southern part of the base. And DATHRALL, this is going to be so painful. Oh no, Rio might just lose a couple medevacs on the way in. He's warping in immediately. Keep an eye out for that, but it's not going to be enough. This bio drop is going to do so much damage, Doom.
This is a Doom drop.
He needs to focus the Templar Archives. That storm's not complete. Go to the Colossus Bay.
The Colossus actually gets rallied up to the back there. Bad pathing from it. It's going to go down. There's no Colossus on the field.
The storm completes, and he does have a high Templar with enough energy to storm. He can still clean this up, Doom. It's just going to be really risky.
I don't know. The Terran's actually done enough to just pull out here. He's pulled the Protoss army back. He's bought the time he needs. Just get out. Just get out, Rio.
And feedbacking the Medivacs, I don't think I agree with that choice, as he's got a lot of bio here to clean up. But again, this after all of this is said and done, DATHRALL lost a couple of buildings. Only one really important building. But he's got a third base still behind this. They didn't lose workers. He's actually transferring happily right now. And look at the worker count, man. 44 to 39. I mean, he's ahead, not by a lot, granted, but he's still ahead.
Yep. And looking at the infrastructure here, 2 starports down for Rio. Ghost Academy being added onto the 6 barracks that he currently has. And sorry, go ahead, Rifkin.
I would like to commend Rio. 2 games now we've seen him go for Ghosts, and Ghosts are almost forgotten about units. So few people want to have to worry about the extra micro, the EMPs, and the snipes, and just go for a massive bio with Marine Marauder. But with the addition of Ghosts, your army becomes infinitely stronger.
Yep. So much damage done with those EMPs, and with Storm a factor now in the game, the EMP is going to be even more crucial. But sometimes it's better to snipe the Templars than it is to just EMP them right off the bat. If you're able to snipe them, you eliminate from the game. No Archons can be made from that. No feedbacks can be done later on when the battle has gone through and there's not a whole lot going on.
There are so many storms. There are 5 storms ready. Marauders are good, but I mean, you'll have to not only take some storm damage, but stim away from it, and that's going to be about a quarter of your health just getting away.
Yeah, I have a lot of trouble blocking or dodging storms. Everyone does. It's something that's really difficult to do in StarCraft 2, but we're going to have to see how Rio deals with that. Looking at the supplies now, 114 to 110, relatively even from an upgrade perspective too.
I think they're just going to be so much bigger here. We've got
Let's see.
Guardian Shields going up. Archon in the front, SCV's being pulled even to try and deal with this. Look at those storms blanketing the Terran army.
Ooh.
He's still got, he doesn't have any left. Let's see some Archons. Archons coming down in the back, but these Marauders are actually going to push this out.
That's a lot of bio. It's a lot of bio.
Yeah, one of the Archons does go down, and Thrall, without the Colossus support, that was a really risky push, and I don't entirely agree with his choice in that.
Well, I mean, he moved out thinking that he could get those storms off and kill the entire bio army, but the medevacs allowed this bio army to be way more cost efficient. Perhaps if he had targeted the medevacs down with his stalkers, he could have, weakened the bio force and then hit the storm so that there would be no healing on top of that. But as it is now, the Terran army is going to move out once again with the SCV train, and was the robotics bay actually okay? The robotics bay was it was destroyed earlier in that drop, so that's why he didn't have the Colossus out.
Doom, oh man, we got the stim coming up. He's just got to back up for now because there's nothing he can really do about this. SCV's having pulled their ghosts to the front line, getting destroyed by the Zealots.
They're just kind of running amongst the Zealots right here. He's got an EMP.
Rio still doesn't know about the third base. He's just attacking into the natural. Probes are also being pulled. This is the worker versus worker fight. But there were so many Marauders. Doom, I don't know. These medevacs are doing so much damage by keeping these Marauders alive.
I mean, probes they may look like they're doing something, but there's actually not a whole lot that they can do against this Bioforce and medevacs, and there's the GG!